Good morning and welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Show. I'm Vic and welcome to the Sports Update Show. Yeah, it's that time of the morning, a little bit earlier this morning, of course, because of the Super Rugby coming up in about 30 minutes time. So the morning show has to go a little bit earlier today. Everybody has to wake up a little bit earlier, including me. Yeah, it's been a short night, long night of darts last night, and then a long night of preparation, and now morning show, Super Rugby, DEFCON Rugby later on this afternoon. Then we got Sumo, we got EuroLeague basketball. Yeah, lots to get into. Let's get into. Let me just check out the chat there for a moment. Just want to make sure I got it all up and running. There you go. Yeah, things this morning, things are slow. I see. There you go. But let's have a look at our topics today. That's the most important. There you go. So we're going to talk football, obviously, everything North American, a little bit of sumo, tennis, EuroLeague basketball, darts is up here. Rugby's up on the channel as well today. If you want to get hold of us, email on top there. Don't forget. And most importantly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. We are on our way to 146,000. There you go. Hit that. Come on, Vic. Hit that. So we can get the chat out there. There you go. I see we got Ian Johnson, Belinda, Gavin, Diego, Hugo, I'm the boss, Elvin, Hiro, Hito, and Mandy all in the house this morning. The early birds. There you go. So let's get straight into it. And only place to start was football from last night. Let's have a look at that. There you go. It was the Euro League and the Conference League. So let's start in the Euro League. Bologna and AS Roma drew 1-1 in an all-Italian affair. I don't actually like it when they have two teams from the same country, playing against each other this early in the competition. Aston Villa beating Lille 1-0. I think that's the only English win of the whole week. Panathinaikos beating Real Betis 1-0. So all those ties are really still tight and anybody can go through. Porto beating Stuttgart 2-1 in Stuttgart. Celta de Vigo and Lyon drawing 1-1. Ferencváros, I think that's a little bit of a surprise, beating Braga 2-0. Midtjylland beating Nottingham Forest at home 1-0. Forest got everything to do. And RC Genk beating Freiburg 1-0. So all 8 ties are anybody's thing. That should be an interesting week next week to watch those games. Then in the Conference League, now it becomes nice and interesting because now I've got to pull out some names that I can't always pronounce. But AC Alkmaar did beat Sparta Prague 2-1. Shakhtar Donetsk beating Lech Poznan 3-1. Strasbourg, good win there against Rijeka 2-1. And Samsunspor losing to Raja Vallecano 3-1. Crystal Palace and Larnaca drew 0-0. Not a good result for Palace. Fiorentina beating Rako Krestokochova 2-1. Kelce losing 4-0 to Athens, and that's probably the only team that really has cemented its spot in the next round. That is Athens, and then Sigma, Olomouc, and Mainz drew 0-0. Don't forget, big weekend in the Premier League coming up. Some standout games there: Arsenal, Everton, Chelsea, Newcastle, West Ham, Man City, another one. Man United, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Tottenham. Two teams that are struggling a little bit at the moment, especially Spurs. Will they have a new coach by that time? Who the hell knows? Brentford against Wolverhampton, another interesting game there as well. That's coming up on the weekend. Let's go to the North American sports. Let's have a look at the NBA. Let's get into that. Some nice games there last night in the NBA. Oh, my ears. Oh, this is a good sign. This is a good sign. When your ears itching, it's always good. I've got to go play the lotto. So the Pistons beat the 76ers 131-109. The Suns knocked off the Pacers 123-108. Devin Booker with 43 points there. Then the Magic knocking off the Wizards 136-131. The Hawks took care of the Nets 108-97. The Heat, my Heat, took care of the Bucks 112-105. Larson with 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Giannis did have a good night for the Bucks with 31 points, but it wasn't enough. The Mavericks knocking off the Grizzlies 120-112. Chris Middleton with 35 points for the Mavs. Then battle of the big boys. The Nuggets knocking off the Spurs 136-131. Nikola Jokic, the main man there with 31 points, 20 rebounds, and 12 assists for the Nuggets. For the Spurs, Castle, he had 30 points, 11 rebounds and 10 assists, so also a triple-double. Then in a close one of two very good teams, the Thunder took care of the Celtics 104-102. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 35 points, 6 rebounds and 9 assists. And not last but not least, the Lakers took care of the Bulls 142-130. Nikola Jokic, no, it's Luka Doncic. He had 51 points, 10 rebounds and 9 assists. So yeah, looking good there for old Luka. That was your NBA. Let's have a look quickly at the NHL. There was a lot of NHL last night, I can tell you that. Oh man, look at that. The Sharks beat the Bruins 4-2. Capitals, good win against the Buffalo Sabres 2-1. The Ducks, the Ducks are not cracking this morning. They lost to the Maple Leafs 6-4. The Red Wings got their wings clipped by the Lightning. Lightning strikes 4-1. The Blue Jackets got beaten by the Panthers 2-1. Good win for the Panthers there. The Flames were too hot for the Devils. Flames were too hot for the Devils, okay. 5-4. The Blues beat the Hurricanes 3-1. The Stars outshone the Oilers 7-2. The Flyers knocked off the Wild 3-2. The Rangers took care of the Jets. They grounded them 6-3. The Blackhawks took care of the Mammoth, close to extinction, 3-2. The Avalanche, well, they came down. They came down in an avalanche over the Kraken. The Kraken cracked up. They lost 5-1. The Predators losing to the Canucks 4-3. And the Penguins lost to my Golden Knights 6-2. Good stuff there in the NHL. That stuff is hotting up. Those playoff pictures are looking good. Then we move to the World Classic in baseball. Those are the pools. They are all done. All the games have been played. Now we get to the quarterfinals. So the top 2 teams from each pool came through. Canada, Puerto Rico, Italy, United States, Japan and Korea, the Dominican Republic and Venezuela. Let's have a look at these games quickly. Here we go. So today it's going to be Puerto Rico against Italy and Venezuela against Japan. I'm going Italy, Japan, and then tomorrow it's going to be Korea against the Dominican Republic, and the United States and Canada will renew their border rivalry there. Don't forget, spring training is also up. I'm just going to put out the tables there. In the Grapefruit League there in spring training, it's the Nationals on top ahead of the Braves and the Yankees. And in the Cactus League, it's the San Francisco Giants ahead of the LA Dodgers and the Texas Rangers. Don't forget, if you want a comprehensive roundup of everything North American sports, NBA, NHL, NFL, NASCAR, everything, go check out our Across the Pond show. Came out yesterday. Keeps you up to date on everything North American. We'll talk about the WNBA in that as well, so check that out. Then yesterday was Sumo, Sumo. Vern did a great show there last night, day 5 live, check it out. Or, with highlights and everything like that, cool videos in there, lots of insight. I'll just run you through some of the matches yesterday, the results. Here we go. Time to laugh, everybody, time to laugh. I just want to go quickly one more time and check out the chat. There you go. Make sure I'm not missing anybody this morning. There you go. So, Hiradomi knocked off Atama Fuji. So, Hiradomi at 4-1 at the moment. Yoshina Fuji lost to Takayasu. Takayasu at 5-0, leading the way. Kirashima beat Wata Motahura. Kirashima at 4-1. So, he's hovering. Wata Tatakage beat Kota Sakura. Oneshiki, he won again. He beat Fujinakawa. And Horosho, the Yokozuna, beat Chura Naomi. What's coming up today? Well, there you go. Wata Motahura at 0-5. He needs a win, baby. He's taking on Fujinakawa. Kirashima, the 4-1, will take on Yoshina Fuji at 2-3. Wata Tatakage will take on Takayasu at 5-0. Can Takayasu keep his winning streak going? Oneshiki will take on Oho. Atama Fuji will take on Kota Sakura. And Horoshio will take on Hiradomi. And 2 wrestlers, both 4-1. So, somebody's going to go to 4-2. Somebody's going to go to 5-1. Let's see what happens there. Put your money, I think, on Hiradomi, because Hiroshi always has one or two bad fights during the thing. Then we moved to darts. Big night in the darts last night. I did have some fantastic games. I can tell you that that Gervin Price, Luke Littler one was sensational. Luke Humphries, Luke Littler was sensational. Bunting against Clayton, good game. And then at the end, Johnny just went. Johnny was too good, baby. So Josh Rock lost in the first round to Stephen Bunting, yet to score a point. Johnny Clayton beat Michael van Gerwen 6-3. Luke Humphries took care of Jean Van Veen 6-3. And Gervin Price lost in a tight one there to Luke Littler 6-5. Could have easily been the other way around. In the semis, Stephen Bunting got knocked off by Johnny Clayton, and Luke Humphries beat Luke Littler in a tight one 6-5. In the final, that was a no-show from Luke Humphries. Johnny Clayton just powered through. I felt for Johnny Clayton. He was limping the whole night. He was visibly in pain. I think an ankle, I don't know what he had, but he was visibly in pain. But he came through, won it. The only darts player in the Premier League to win 2 nights so far. So well done to him. Then let's move to the tennis. The women's singles there in, I almost said Palm Springs. No, Indian Wells, just around the corner. There in Indian Wells, Sabalenka through to the semi. She beat Victoria Mabuko 7-6, 6-4. Elina Svitolina beat Iga Swiatek 6-2, 4-6, 6-4. Jessica Peluga lost to Elena Rabinkina 6-1, 7-6. And Linda Noskova beat Talia Gibson 6-4, 4-6, 6-2. So well done to those ladies. On the men's side, well, all went by the book, I kind of think. Carlos Alcaraz beating Cam Norrie 6-3, 6-4. Yannick Sinner had no problem with the young American Tien Lerner 6-1, 6-2. Alexander Zverev, he beat Arthur Phil 6-2, 6-3. Daniel Medvedev on his resurgence here, beating Jack Draper 6-1, 7-5. So both Brits are out, nobody in the final. What would be the semi-final? I think it's Alcaraz against Zverev and Sinner against Medvedev. Then we did have EuroLeague basketball last night. Some good games there. Vern did the Monaco against Olympiacos one, but Bologna losing to Partizan 82-88. That was the day before yesterday. Monaco beating Olympiacos 81-18, a tight one. Good win for Dubai. Enhances their playoff challenge there, 100-94 against Baskonia. Bayern losing in a tight one, 80-81 to Anadolu Efes Istanbul. Real Madrid beating Valencia Basket in an all-Spanish duel, 96-79. Paris beating Villeurbanne in an all-French one, 90-81. And Panathinaikos, a much-needed win for them, beating Zalgiris 92-88. This evening, live on this channel, Red Star Belgrade against Fenerbahce. And maybe I'll do Barcelona against Hapoel Tel Aviv. Then, of course, Milano play Maccabi Tel Aviv. Let's have a look at the top of the table in the EuroLeague basketball. Fenerbahce on top there. Olympiacos in second by 2 games more, so Fenerbahce can extend their lead. Real Madrid, they're all in there. I think the playoff hunt starts from Hapoel Tel Aviv in 5th all the way down. Of course, Panathinaikos, but if we look at the bottom of the table, I think Dubai is still in there. I think Milano could still do something. I think those are about the teams that can still do it. So the top 12 are fighting for those 10 spots. Let's have a look what happens there. Don't forget, this evening it is Red Star Belgrade against Fenerbahce, so join us for that. Then Super Rugby coming up in about a few minutes' time. It's the Hurricanes against the Western Force. Drew will take on the Brumbies, Crusaders, Highlanders. That should be a good one. Reds, Waratahs, an all Aussie affair, and the Blues face Moana Pacifica. What is coming up? That is our game that is coming up in about 10 to 15 minutes' time. So please join us for that. Don't forget, this weekend, big Six Nations as well. Ireland, Scotland, France, England. I mean, still 3 teams can win the Six Nations. It's Ireland, Scotland, and France. And Wales, Italy, that's a good one there as well. Can the Italians get their 3rd win? That'll be the first time ever in the Six Nations that they win 3 matches. So let's see what they can do. That's the morning show for this morning. Got to get ready for the rugby. Hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy, stay safe, be happy. See you guys later. Ciao, ciao.